Hey there, Pokemon trainers. I'm Ash.
And I'm Nick.
And we're here today to discuss some of one of the biggest things in the Pokemon world right now. Just recently, Logan Paul had bought a box worth, was it 3 or 3.5 million?
I think it was the 3.5 million.
All the same. A lot of money on supposedly an entire case of first edition base set, which, I mean, if it was true, that would have been tight, but collectors, like, everywhere were incredibly skeptical on this. You can, if you find the news and articles relating to this, you can see a lot of what these collectors are saying, how a lot of these aspects of the box are wrong, there were issues with it, and just with the entire story of how it was found and everything, you know, there wasn't a lot of good information to go off of.
Yeah.
So we're taking today to sit down, discuss how to identify fakes, specifically in American cards. A lot of the tests we'll be doing and showing off are not going to apply to Japanese cards, as they have different card stock and a lot of other different aspects to them. But mostly we're doing this because probably about a month before we even started this show, I ended up finding this box here of Unified Minds on eBay for about $30, and I was just like, you know, I was hoping that maybe it was repacks, because that way I can, you know, get my collection started from that set, since I don't have any cards from it. And the result was honestly a lot funnier than what we could have expected. So first things first, we can show off some of the cards. I also stuck in some cards in here as well that are real, that I had opened from previous packs, so we can kind of show them off for reference. We also have a few packs with us as well that we can use. Unfortunately, we didn't save any of the wrappers from this box, which, again, we didn't know we were doing this a month before we started filming, so. But, like, just right off the bat, some of the cards we got. Kellio, Slowpoke, Psyduck. Like, as a whole, I mean, the cards do seem real-ish at first glance, maybe? Question mark? The art is correct. We'll put it say that much.
They used the actual artwork, but that's about as far as they went in making them seem like a legitimate card.
Like, I know there's probably people that are big collectors that are probably looking at these and are just like, nope, on all of these. Yeah. And, you know, that's probably fair. And honestly, I do when I've opened up the very first, before I even opened up the first pack, I'm just like, no, there's something wrong with these packs. Again, I wish I had the packs with us. Yeah,
I mean, even the wrappers, like we don't have the wrappers with us anymore, unfortunately, but, like, they didn't even go as far as trying to, like, possibly, you know, reseal them well. They literally just took it and cut the pack open, and then just used a little bit of glue and just glued it right back to where we were picking the packs up, and you could see the glue line just across the pack where they just sliced it up.
Yeah, I mean, the packs themselves looked fairly legit.
Yeah,
so.
I think they probably used real Unified Minds wrappers. They just cut the pack open and then just glued the pack shut to put the cards into it, rather than taking the time to actually make it look like a more legitimate pack. Either, you know, trying to hide it by doing it here, or some other way of reinserting cards.
But another way to, you know, see if about legality, not legality,
legitimacy.
Legitimacy. There we go. Of if packs or not, is just looking at the pack itself. If it looks, Pokemon's fairly good with, you know, having very clean cut art. I've seen examples where when it comes to, like, the text right here on the back, there'll be, like, blotches of white from where they had, like, tried to copy and paste images and it just didn't work well. And of course they'll have, like, the link to the Pokemon website, all sorts of the Pokemon copyright information all over this. But it's pretty easy to tell if it's legit or not just by looking at just at the text is one of the first indicators you can typically look at. One of the second indicators, let me grab a normal card here. So let's go ahead and just take this Why Not, for example. Again, looking at it right off the bat, it doesn't. It seems kind of normal. There's some issues with color, like with the psychic symbol that you can kind of see already. That's like that doesn't seem quite right. But you can looking at it, if I can get it to, I don't think the light is going to catch it quite well on camera. But oh, there we go. I have to tilt it that way. Mm-hmm. You can see just how shiny that is, which taking a Shelmet from Fusion Strike. It does have shine to it, but not quite the same glossed shine that this one does.
More of a matte on that versus just very gloss finish on the Why Not. Mm-hmm. And then
we can also look at the back, and we can just kind of see how different these are. Where this is almost an indigo color versus the dark blue of your typical cards. Another really cool thing I've learned while trying to determine if cards are fake or not is look right up here specifically. Unfortunately, again, I don't think my camera's going to pick it up too well, but there's going to be a dark splotch right here between the Pokeball and just this light blue splotch. This card doesn't really have it. So that's another kind of indicator to tell it's fake, because legitimate Pokemon cards will always have this splotch right here. Again, don't ask how I picked that one up. It's just something I did. I learned. Mm-hmm. Another one that Magic is also very good with is the light check.
Yes. Well, if you have had any experience looking at like older Magic cards, these are the exact same kind of tests you'd be using for those as well, which is where I come in. I've done a lot of that.
Yep. So the cool thing about Pokemon cards is there will be light that comes through these, but they have a black cardstock in the middle of it, so not all the light's going to be coming through. So
unfortunately, I don't think that's going to pick up very well on cameras.
I was hoping it would, but unfortunately, it's not going to be picking up. But we can tell that there's just a little bit of light coming through this, whereas with this one, there's a whole lot of light that should not be coming through.
There might actually not even be a core in that. Yeah. With that amount of light coming through.
With the sheer amount of light that comes through this, and the fact that you can actually read the text in the back. Yeah, like, the Japanese cards may fall under this one, but the English cards should not. And then, of course, talking about the core, and this is where the crimes against card kind is coming into play. You can see here that this Shelmet, this has a black core in it. You can tell from how this is down here. If you're ever concerned about pack legitimacy, take a common from from the pack, tear it up, see if it has that black core. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of the last resorts you want to do. Yeah. And then for this one,
there's not even that's just two pieces of cardboard.
The more we look at this, the worse it gets. Yeah. But it does not have that quality whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And even looking at like a full art Keldeo GX, again, this when it comes to like the GX cards, the V cards, they should all be foil. Whereas I think there were only like a few foils in the starter set, like the Alt-Art Mewtwo and Mew, which as a whole has an entirely incorrect foiling process on it. There we go. Look at that.
That almost looks like they acetone stripped another like foiled card and just printed over it.
Mm-hmm. And that's again something common we've seen in proxies with Magic cards. Yeah. Tearing this one. Oh, yep. Yeah. It even. Oh. It's sticker.
Okay, so they didn't even go that far.
This is actually something they do with Japanese cards as well. So they'll essentially have like a sticker layer that does their foiling.
Jeez. Oh, that's just regular cards. Yeah, that's just cardstock with a sticker on it.
Yeah, because it even has the spot on it. Yeah. So they did do the acetone strip on that one. So, and I brought, again, Slugma that is reverse foil. We'll see. Yep. This one is legitimate. Mm-hmm. And you can see how it also does this peeling. And this is something that is common when it comes to the foil cards. where the process is just slightly different to where they'll do more or less stickers.
But again, just kind of comparing side by side, as you can see from the fake, it's just a normal piece of cardboard. Whereas this one, again, you can see that nice, lovely black core.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
then,
again, don't try this at home unless you were just really not sure, and don't pick a valuable card, obviously.
And then,
like, we can go through and rip every one of these. Like, I think we would have
we'd have a lot of confetti. The final thing I'd like to kind of bring up is if you do want to start getting into older more expensive Pokemon cards, really good investment is a jeweler's loop. These lovely little guys, pop that up. Some nice 10x magnification is a really nice one. It's got 10x, 30, and 20 as well as a light on it. To where you can take your Pokemon cards, unfortunately, again, it's not going to really show up on camera with all that glare. You just look at it magnified, and you can be able to also compare the cards side by side to see, does the print pattern match up? Do the colors match up? Is the text the same? Is there a nice overlap there where you can have a reasonable certainty to say, yes, this looks like a legitimate Pokemon card, before you have to get to the point where you're starting to tear these things up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about looking for the correct patterns when it comes to Pokemon cards just yet, as I'm still learning myself on how to detect reals from fakes. But when it comes to Magic cards, I'll talk a little bit about this one, because that's what we have a lot of experience in looking at fakes and reals, is with Magic cards, they'll have a specific dot pattern on them, and we can look at one color in particular, and there will be a small red dots in it in the shape of an L, and we can use that to determine if it's legitimate or not.
Yeah. So that's where I have a lot of experience in. The green dot test is not necessarily the best test, but a lot of the time you want to check the green dot, check the rosette pattern, which is basically the pattern of how the ink was put onto the card, text, and you just compare it. And if it just checks enough boxes down the line, like this test was good, this test is good, this test is good, it's got good light going through it, you can then be able to say with reasonable certainty, this is a real Magic card. I believe this is genuine. To within a certain degree, obviously they're getting some very good fakes out there. But it's one of those, you want to do multiple tests. You don't want to just look at a card and go, oh, that doesn't look real to me. It's a fake. Mm-hmm. You want to be able to look at your card and go, okay, the colors are good, the print pattern is good, the text is good, the card, even just the card feel. Sometimes you can just literally pick a card and go, this is way too waxy, it's a fake now. Mm-hmm. And just do multiple checks, tests, get a good idea to be able to say, yes, in my experience, I feel like this is a real card.
We forgot one of the tests, though, the bend test.
Yep.
Because when you take a Pokemon card, it's going to bend fairly normally. You can see just it's got a decent leeway, but of course, as soon as you do the bend test, the card's probably gone. Whereas with this one, it's a little bit harder to do, and just when you reach a certain point, it just completely crinkles like that.
I'm also just looking at that one, bending it in half, it breaks. Mm-hmm. You got that nice little rough edge now, whereas that one, it didn't break. It's just, it's like it's a playing card basically. There's no break. Nice bend though. I'm gonna tear this thing in half now.
Just because you can? Because
I can, yes. Goodbye, Keldeo GX, you expletive.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do and check when it comes to card legitimacy. Mm-hmm. Again, we're not saying do all of these, but if you're ever concerned, try a few of these. And if you're still unsure, take it to an expert. See what they say. Yeah. Don't pay $3 million on a case that collectors are, doubting the legitimacy of. Yeah,
to rag on Logan Paul again for a minute there, especially when you're dealing with high-end vintage stuff, the pedigree of it kind of matters. What is the story behind this box or these cards? Because everyone and their mother has, the hollow foil base set Charizard in their grandma's attic. But if it's, hey, I picked this card up from a well-known vendor 10 years ago at a convention or something, and it's been, slabbed in my collection, and now I'm looking to resell it because I need the money or whatever, that's a lot more believable, and I'd probably be willing to look into that card than someone who brings me a card and says, oh yeah, I moved a shoebox and I found this $1,000 card. It's like, did you really though?
And then, last but not least, of course, what video do we do that doesn't involve opening something of some sort?
Yep.
We grabbed a few packs in hopes of cracking maybe a V card that we can also tear just to kind of show off quality and show just how different these are.
And if it's the Gengar, Ash will cry.
Yes.
Get my code off camera.
I got nothing there.
Yeah.
But,
Quickly flip through. Yeah, no. Sad.
This is especially common, now that I'm thinking about it, with, like, the Alt-Art cards, VMAX cards, things of that sort, where a lot of them will have texture. And this is something very easy to look up yourself if you are unsure if it's going to be a card that has texture or not. Normally, a GX like this wouldn't have texture, whereas an Alt-Art should. Actually, I don't think that's the Alt-Art. I think that's the normal one. That's normal. I already tore the Alt-Art Mewtwo, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah. That's a torn up Alt-Art Mewtwo.
Yeah. See, I believe this one is the Alt-Art, and this one should have texture to it. Whereas, again, this is just completely... It's foil, but...
I mean, good comparison, there's just the Hawlucha, where it's got that foiling pattern. You can see that lovely little star pattern on it versus just a flat foil across the entire board.
Yeah, you took my packs away. You're trying to steal my packs.
No, my packs are here.
Yeah, but you put them there. I didn't put mine there.
We have recording footage to prove that I did not do that. The evidence will not incriminate me. Thank you very much.
Okay, this one might have it because this has...
This one will not.
Sorry, Cindy, I cannot rip you. But actually, this is a good example of discussing, if I can get the camera to pick it up correctly. Yeah, there we go. You can see that there's just some light texturing on this. That you can even, I mean, if you're unsure, you can feel it. You probably don't want to do that too much, but big difference.
I mean, even just like looking at it on camera, the way the light catches it, where you can see it versus again just that flat foil. All right, and then time for pack number 3 of maybe something shreddable. Nope. It's just a Slugma.
No, it was a foil Swampert.
Oh yeah. Boop.
Okay, so sure, we could grab some more packs and keep going until we found one. I think.
I don't think that would be financially responsible, though.
Yeah. I mean, when
as much as I would like to crack packs, not to shred the card that comes out of them. Just kind of giving some comparison on the foilings across the cards.
I don't know. Oh wait, there should be some like normal foil.
Yep. Oh no, we did get an energy in that box. I couldn't remember if they didn't put the energy in the pack or not.
Which is also incredibly fake.
Yeah.
They went so far to copy the energies.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if they don't want them to stick out, or else we'd be able to tell there's something wrong with the cards.
And then again with the example, normal foil versus fake foil. It's pretty obvious to see just again from the camera alone, where you can see how the foiling is versus flat foil. Which actually, I'm curious now because it looks like it looks like it has the right pattern. So I'm just curious if this is another. Yep, it is. Didn't even have to tear that all the way. Oh, never change, guys. So that pretty much covers it. Again, I've said this twice now. I'll say it again. This is only really applicable for English cards. Japanese card stock is completely different. Not all these tests will work on Japanese cards. So just please be sure to do your research before you try any of these to make sure this is something that will work on your cards. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Or it's repacks.
Yeah, I mean, you went to this box assuming a repack and got something
Completely.
I don't know, better or worse. I mean, same thing where you see the deals where it's like 10 booster packs, totally random. It's like they probably searched them. They bought the box, cracked the packs until they hit the chase card, and then everything else goes into a bin, and now they're reselling that because, well, they already cracked the alt art. They don't. The rest of them's going to be the junk. Or for that matter, they did it is no longer applicable, but they did the thing where, they would put them on a scale and be like, all right, the foil's the heaviest pack, so that's the one we want. Just all kinds of weird, kind of scummy tactics to get the most money.
I think that's pretty much covers this episode.
We got over some ways to show off how to check reals and fakes, recommended some stuff. Got a Sydney, who unfortunately will not be dying today.
Good, because I actually really like this card, and I don't think I had it already, so... Alright. So, with that all being said, I'm Ash.
I'm Nick.
And we'll catch you next time.
Who wants the Pokemon cards? Pokemon card machine, go! Pokemon cards! G.I. Joe!